So this hand is a little heavy on creatures, but I think this means we have a better chance of drawing to a burn spell, which is, I think, exactly what we'll need. So let's go and heat this, see what opponent plays. Alright, so opponent on some sort of Izzet deck. Let's go ahead and play the Soul-Scar Mage. On the next turn, we can go Soul-Scar Mage into Shock. So go and attack. And we'll play Shock. So that should pop our Soul-Scar Mage, getting back 20 damage. So we play our land here. I think we play the Swiftspear. So I'm trying to figure out if we want to play the Lavarunner as well. So the opponent, I'm not really sure what they're running, other than that they're running Grixis colors. So if they have any sort of board wipe next turn, it could be pretty bad. But let me play Lavarunner and let's see if we can get opponent to do something. So even if opponent wipes our board, we have Skewer, which puts them down to 2, and then we just need one more spell. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. To win the game. So let's go and do that. Skewer now, and then next turn, unless they have some sort of life gain, I think we have this. Okay, so we needed that burn spell. Now I think we're just top decking. So they can't transform this yet. So I assume they don't attack. But let's see what they actually do. So Gold Spin is interesting. I assume they attack with just a Gold Spin. So I'm going to go ahead and... So I can either play it as a land and then activate the Den. It means we get in for 1. Or I could Sokenzan and get in for 1 anyways. And then I think that puts us even a little bit closer to finishing off the opponent. So land next turn would mean that we can activate the Den. Burn spell would be good too. Any sort of hasty creature would be good.
This is gonna hurt.
Interesting. So these tap for mana now, in addition to be... In addition to tapping for mana. So let's say that the last card in their hand is a counterspell. Then they kind of play with fire, we're top decking again. If we don't do anything, we obviously can't attack because we don't have any sort of profitable attack. Next turn they attack, let's say, for 4, 8, 11. Possibly 14. I think we pass. And then if we can get them to play their spell, we'll play a play with fire. This will
You're
hit
going
us for
down.
2 if they don't cast it. So this is 14 damage. Let's see if they have a counterspell. And they do not. Alright. Okay, let's see. So this looks like a decent hand. It's a little bit risky because we only have 1 creature, so the opponent has any sort of removal. We're in a bit of trouble, but we can use the Play of Fire to try to filter for another card. So I think we keep this. So we'll start with the Swiftspear, and the next turn we'll probably play with fire. Again, we're trying to dig to another creature. So perfect, we got our second creature. Let's go ahead and play the Soul-Scar Mage. We'll kill the Initiate, and then we'll attack with the Swiftspear. So, Thalia is kind of annoying. I'm trying to think whether we want to play anything before combat. I think we actually attack with both, and then we'll Wizard Lightning the Thalia, and then we'll play the Skewer probably. So let's go and do this. Let's hit Thalia. And then I actually think I'm going to Wizard Lightning here because it pumps both the Swiftspear and the Soul-Scar Mage. So this puts the opponent down to 6. I think that's fine. I'm trying to think if we want to play the Skewer the Critics right away or whether we wait. So I could play this. This pumps our Swiftspear to a 2/3. Then we can attack with it. Put opponent down to 3, and I think we finish him off with Skewer. So let's go ahead and do that. So if opponent blocks, then we can get the Mage back. Oh, well, okay. There we go. Okay, so we have 1 creature, so I think we're a little more susceptible to removal. But I think we can keep this. We can turn 1 fire to try to dig for a creature, then turn 2 we can play Lavarunner and 1 more spell to give it haste, so let's go and keep this. So it looks like we're up against some sort of red deck. Maybe it's mono red aggro. So we will turn 1, play with fire. We probably could have waited until next turn, just or I guess the opponent's turn, to see if we want to remove their creature, but I think we should be okay. So opponent is keeping 1 mana open, which I assume means they have an instant speed spell to pump the Soul-Scar Mage. So I don't think we play into that just yet. So I think we keep the Lavarunner because, again, they'll be able to probably remove right away. What I'm trying to figure out is whether we make any play this turn or not. I think we wait. So, I guess I could do play with fire, shock, to try to kill the mage, but going 2 for 1 doesn't seem like a great option. So I think what I'd rather do is wait until their turn, and then see what I need to remove, and then we can figure out whether we can play Lavarunner on turn 3 or not. So we'll pass here. If they play something to pump the Soul-Scar Mage, I'm trying to figure out if we had a Lightning Strike, if they have another spell, then that puts it out of range, and that's a bit of a blowout. So I think we just play play it safe and kill the Etchings. And it looks like they definitely have some other sort of instant speed spell, so... And we'll pass. So we'll probably play with fire ourselves the end of the opponent's turn. And then I think we can Lavarunner into Lightning Strike. So there's a good chance they have another removal spell. But I think we need to... I think if we play the Lavarunner, it helps soak up that removal spell so it's not going face. Okay, so what I'm trying to think about is whether I play one Lavarunner or both. Because I think this is discounted once I play the Lavarunner. I think I'm okay with playing both, and then if opponent responds with an instant speed removal, I might respond with Wizard's Lightning. So we'll attack with both, and let's see what opponent does. So essentially we want them to play first, because then we can react to them pumping the Soul-Scar Mage with our own spell. Perfect. So let's get rid of that Soul-Scar Mage. So opponent has more burn spells. I think that's generally fine. If they have another creature, I think also fine. Sure. So I think at this point we want to draw into as many burn spells as possible, because I think that's how we beat the opponent. Ruins is okay. Let's go and attack first. So, basically I'm just trying to withhold information. I don't think we play the Lightning Strike yet. I kind of want to save it for kind of the last moment. Otherwise, opponents will know whether or not they can play certain cards in their hand. Sure. Take a pass. So I'm guessing they don't play anything. Their last two cards are potentially burn spells, or I guess maybe lands. I don't think they played a land this turn, so if they don't play a land, that probably means that they have some sort of burn spell. So I can play the Lightning Strike now. I would only get punished for it if I have a Swiftspear, because it would get an additional point of damage. But I think we go ahead and play this. That'll put opponent down to 5, and basically just about any card is lethal, assuming that they can't remove our Lavarunners. So I'm guessing they have at least one burn spell. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. Especially since I still have one card in hand, I assume they remove one of these Lavarunners. Yep. So their last card is also a Marine spell based on, I guess, the stick after they played the Lightning Strike. So Soul-Scar Mage at this point is probably just a blocker, because if they have Lightning Bolt, Lavarunner, then we'd be in trouble. So this puts us down to 7. If they attack, we They probably shouldn't attack, but if they do attack, they'll put us down to 5 without a reach for any sort of burn spell. So if they attack, I'll probably let it through, to be honest. Sure. So land would be good. I think any sort of burn spell would also be good. So this puts us down to 5. I think we let it through. So this is like the one card that is not as good. So let's go in and attack. We'll play this as a blocker. If they get a land, they are attacking for 6 damage. We'd probably block their den. If this is a burn spell... okay. Let's see what they hit.
You know what's great at dispelling darkness? A blazing inferno.
So this puts us down to 4. If they attack, they actually definitely wouldn't attack, right? Because... okay. And that's game. Okay, so I think this hand is okay. We'll want to draw into more burn spells, but I think this is definitely playable. So we'll turn 1 Kumano, and then we'll turn to probably Swiftspear. So the nice thing about Ghitu Lavarunner is if we're able to fire off a few spells, then it actually gains haste and +1/+0. So let's go and play our second land. I'm trying to figure out if I want to play Swiftspear first and give that a +1/+1 or Soul-Scar Mage. I think we play the Swiftspear first, and that way we get in for an extra 20 damage. So we'll attack, and then we'll play the Soul-Scar Mage. And the next turn, depending on what we draw, we can see where that puts us. So one is on some sort of Selesnya deck. So 2 mana, what can we do with 2 mana? So I don't think we're quite ready to play Lavarunner. We could play just the Lightning Strike and pump our team, or we could play Swiftspear and then Wizard's Lightning. I think I like that a little bit more because it commits to the board more. What I am somewhat worried about is maybe a board wipe coming up. So there's a chance that this might not have been the right line, but I think we'll see what opponent plays. So March of Otherworldly Light. I'm trying to figure out what deck plays that. So let's go and play the Wizard's Lightning. So unless they play the 3-mana enchantment that eats up all 1/1s and 1-mana and 2-mana spells, I think we're probably okay for next turn. Okay, so opponent is on an Angel's deck, but I think we should be in good shape. Let's shot the Giada, that'll give the Ghitu Lavarunner +1/+0 in haste, and that's it. There we go. Okay, so I think this is a generally good hand. We have creatures and we have burn spells. Our lands could be a little bit better, but this is definitely keepable. So I think we'll turn 1 Soul-Scar Mage, and then turn 2 Monastery Swiftspear, and maybe a Shock. So opponent on red as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and play our land. I think I'm trying to figure out if we play a burn spell this turn. Presumably opponent has a creature next turn, but if they have any sort of burn spell, they remove one of our creatures. But that would also mean if they remove one of our creatures, they probably don't get the benefit of the Kumano, Chapter 2. I think I'm going to play the more conservative line and go in and just attack without playing any sort of spells. And then that way, if they play a 1/1 creature and a burn spell, we can prevent them from removing one of our creatures. Ah, that's kind of rough. Okay. So that means they can probably double spell this turn. See what they play. Kumano's fine. So what I'm trying to decide on is whether I try to ping the Burning Tree Emissary or whether I just play with fire to try to dig for spells. I think we'll go with the latter. So obviously 2 missed points of damage from the prowess. I don't think that's it. Even a land I think would be a little bit better. So let's go ahead and remove the Emissary, and then we'll go ahead and attack with both. So one of the Kumano's flips. And so we're not protected now if they have some sort of removal. So, interesting that they're not giving the Stormseeker haste. So play the Den tapped. So if we play any spell, then our 2 creatures get pumped at 2/3 each. I would probably want to burn the Stormseeker, so let's see if they block. If they don't, I think that gets us a little bit closer to finishing them off. So I think I care more about the Stormseeker. So if we double pump, it would kill both their creatures. If we Lightning Strike the Stormseeker, it makes it a 1/2. But our Soul-Scar Mage still dies. So I think we double spell. So let's take out the Kumano, and then we'll take out the Stormseeker. So obviously this is a bit expensive, but I think this frees up our turn 4. Sure, that's fine. So let's go ahead and play the Lavarunner. So we could Lightning Strike before combat. This will give them a 1/1 token that can't block. They have 2 creatures that can block. You have a 2/2, a 2/3, and a 2/3. If we attack first, they probably block with the Annex. So let's go ahead and burn the Annex. And we definitely attack with these 2. And maybe we attack with this as well. Yeah, let's go and do that.
Here's what I found.
So that puts the opponent down to 5. If we hit land, that'd be fine, because we can either activate the Den of the Bugbear or play the Ruin. Burn spell would also be good. So burn is good. I could burn face. This becomes a 2/3. This is a 2/2. They block. I lose one of the creatures. Or I could burn the Annex now, give them a 1/1, and then push 2 damage through, get them down at 3. But I get to keep both my creatures that way. I think that's probably the better line. So attack all. I think they have to block. So opponent's down to 3. I think a burn spell would finish them off. I think another creature would be fine as well, because they don't have really any blockers. So I think we should be in good shape. So let's go and attack all. Let's see if they have any sort of burn spell to hit our 2 creatures. Even if they take out the Lavarunner, I think that's fine. So if they block 1 each, I think we put them down to 1. If they take out the Swiftspear, I think that's totally fine. Because then that's lethal. Okay, so I think that's lethal as well. And now we play the Pyromancer, hit him for 2, and I think it's game.